Hey everybody, this is Jeff from runnergy.com, and I have been requested here to make a video on how to get shoes online in this unusual time that we are going on. It's happening right now, so a lot of people are not able to go out, and so gyms are closed and so forth, and one of the activities that people can do is go out and walk and run. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I had a running store for 15 years. I've been fitting for 25 years, to everything from walkers, doctor referrals to triathletes, ultramarathoners. Like I said, I've been doing it for 25 years, fitting people. So it's a little bit of a different process buying online. I apologize of two things. One, the glare in my glasses. I got to be able to see my notes, and my notes are over here since I couldn't print out. I'm out of ink, so I couldn't print anything out. So I'll be looking over here just to make sure I get all my points across. So again, I'm Jeff from runnergy.com, and these are my video here to help with purchasing a running shoe, walking shoe online. Normally, I would suggest to go to your local running shop, walking shop, but obviously right now that is not an option. So since at least the ones in my area are all closed until further notice. So I'm going to try to use this as quickly as possible. Some tips on purchasing some walk-run shoes online, and grab some water, stay hydrated, and let's get running. Okay, here we go. Try to buy online from a source that you have heard of possibly. I happen to recently been working at a Fleet Feet, and they have a fleetfeet.com. So that is a brand. If you know, I've worked at the place, you can pretty much trust that. You may have heard of Fleet Feet. They're a national or even an international brand, but certainly a national brand. Obviously, there's other ones. Again, you want to go with stores online that you have probably have heard of. Otherwise, ask a friend of yours that maybe runs or so forth. But try to go with a store online that you know of. If you don't know, again, I have gone to fleetfeet.com, and that's a very safe place. And that's probably going to come, if they have a shop, it's going to come from the shop that's close to you. So you would still be shopping, in some cases, local. If you have any other questions on that, need assistance as far as shopping online, you can always shoot me a direct email, runnergyemail@gmail.com. And number two here, we are going to, I normally would say if you want to try a different shoe or something new, that would be fun. People want to try different shoes. But in this particular case, I'm going to say stick with what has worked. If you have worn the Asics Kayano, stick with the Asics Kayano. If you have worn the Brooks Adrenaline, stick with the Adrenaline. They all have very good updates and current models right now, so just stick with them. This is not I personally want to go experimenting, especially since some online retailers may have a delay or a refusal even at taking returns right now until this whole thing kind of mellows down. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for something different, if you are starting from scratch here, you haven't had a running shoe before, stick with the bigger brands. I would say the three safe brands, in my opinion, are Brooks, Asics, and New Balance. Saucony and Nike are also very large, big, familiar brands, but their fit can be a little more tricky. I have more trouble fitting people with those brands than Asics, Brooks, and New Balance. Again, if you've had them before, just stick with what has worked for you. Let's see here. Number 4, for size. Check the inside of the shoe. There's usually a shoe size tag on the inside that has like the US size, European size, different sizes on there. They're usually printed on pretty cheaply, so they may have worn off, but if you can read one of them, you should be able to go to the brand's website, say it's Brooks, and it says 39, you should be able to go to their website and find out what the US size is, if that's easier, helps you for ordering. You might still be able to call them and get customer service to help you out with sizing. So many places have remote customer service, so they still might be able to help you out there. Again, try to stick with sizes that you've had before. If you've had a running and walking shoe and it's worked, just stick with that size. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Also, make sure that you're checking the width. Even if you don't think you've had a width before and you got your shoe at a technical running shoe or walking shoe store, they may have put you in a width. So make sure you check the width on there. Number 5. If the fit isn't perfect. Okay, so if you get something, the fit isn't perfect, again, I don't know what return things are right now. Obviously, I would imagine most stores will take care of you at some point, but some stores online at this point may not be taking stuff back just for health, safety regulation reasons too. So say you get the shoe and it doesn't fit 100% perfect. The most important thing is that you don't want the toes to squeeze. You don't want your toes to hit the end of the shoe, and you don't want them to be squeezed. You typically want about a finger space in front of your toes. If it's snug, that's fine, but you don't want to feel pinched or squeezed. Everything else should be comfortable. The arch, everything else should be comfortable. If the shoe feels roomy or it is even slipping a little bit in the heel, I usually go by a 1 through 10 scale. If it is less than, say, a 3 or 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, I wouldn't really be too worried about that. There are lacing tricks you can do, which you can find online, like a runner's loop or a runner's lock lacings that you can do. If I can, I'll try to put that in the description below for one of those, called the runner's lock or runner's loop. But I wouldn't be overly concerned if it's not a perfect fit. You know, the main thing is that you don't want the toes being squeezed, and you want the arch to be comfortable. Let's see here. Okay, so we're about halfway, a little over halfway. I want to take a moment for my unofficial sponsor here, which is Road ID. If you're out and running, Road ID makes these bands that you can put on your arms, your legs, your shoes, different places. They have a variety of different options, and basically it has like your emergency information. If something were to happen to you, they're called Road ID. I'm a very big fan of them. And say if you're out running or hiking or anything and something happens, they have your emergency information on you right there on your wrist or whichever product you get. So, all right, so number 6, you might want to try to contact the online retailer and just find out what their status is on their return or exchange policy right now. And also that just lets you know if they have live people available right now or if they're just completely shut down and just shipping product. So you may want to go with an online retailer that is still kind of have active people helping there. So before you just order, find out what their return policy is right now. Most, I would imagine, retailers will go back to what they'll take the returns after all of this is settled down in most cases. But it's good ideas just to call them, make sure, play it safe. All right, let's see here. We're almost there, guys. Okay, so this is going to come up for between neutral shoes and stability shoes. Right now, I would put a much bigger emphasis on the fit of the shoe. Just make sure the size is good. Play it safe. If you've never had a shoe and you're a size 8, play it safe. If your regular shoes are fairly snug, I would probably go up a whole size. If you can kind of move your toes around in your regular shoes, your non-athletic shoes, maybe just go up a half size. But the rule of thumb is you want to go up a half a size for your running and walking shoes. If you put on one of your regular shoes and they're on the snug side, you can't really move your toes around, you might want to consider going a whole size up. Okay, let's see here. As far as the stability shoe and neutral shoes, that tends to come up often. Again, right now, I wouldn't make that a priority. I would just get the right size, stick with some of the bigger shoes, like more popular ones like the Adrenaline, Brooks Adrenaline. That works really well if you're neutral and if you overpronate. If you're really particular and you're like adamant about getting a neutral or stability shoe, we're going to go really old school here. Basically, if you can take your fingers and put them underneath your arch like this, if you can fit them underneath the arch, and you got a little bit of wiggle room here, then you probably have a normal to a high arch. You may want to go in what's called a neutral shoe. Okay, if you cannot get your arch here, and say your arch is flat, then you may want to go into what's called a stability shoe. Another way to do this is is really going old school here, is if you get like a cardboard box that you from Amazon or something, and you spray the bottom of your feet wet, and you put your foot down on the cardboard, and you can see the shape of a big arch there, then you probably have a high arch. And if it's if you wet your foot and you put your foot down on the cardboard box and it just looks completely like wet, like the whole arch just looks flat from that, then you have a flatter arch. You may want to go in a stability shoe. Again, most neutral shoes these days have really good support. Again, you can also email me at runnergemail@gmail.com if you have any questions on that. You can also write in the comments. I will post this on Facebook at the Runner G page, so you can reach me in many different ways. And let's see here. Anyway, I think that kind of covers everything. So anything additional, I want to try to keep this as short as possible. Yeah, this is a little longer than I thought. So anyway, I hope that helps. You can reach me at the email from the website, runnerg.com, Facebook. Thanks for watching. I think that is pretty much it. YouTube, again, this will be on YouTube. And that's it, yeah. The only thing I can think of is I gotta get running. See you later.